is Trine. Welcome to day one of the Swap It Out series, and today we are talking about milk. Now, this is one that comes up all the time as what do you use instead of milk if you're on a plant-based diet? Now, when you think about it, milk in itself is really pretty gross. We've just been conditioned to consuming it. And when you think about it, humans are the only species that actually drink another mammal's milk. Crazy and gross. Yeah, just think about it. It's just bleh. And I mean, I drank milk for many years because I didn't go straight to vegan for the last 10 to 12 years prior to becoming vegan. I was just vegetarian, so I was still having milk, still having cheese, still having ice cream, all that yummy, addictive stuff that we find so hard to give up. So I'm not coming from a place of judgment at all. I'm just here to show you some options. So probably the most popular is soy, just because it's been around so long. Main thing to look out for with soy milk is please always pick the organic option, because soy is one of those heavily modified, genetically modified crops, just because it's such a huge crop production that the bulk of it you'll find is GMO. So you want to stay away from all that crap as much as possible. Really good price with soy milks across the range. Thing to look out for with purchasing your pre-made milks is the same with any processed food, and that's the less numbers, the less ingredients, the better. So with your soy milks, Bonsoy you'll find it's certified organic, which is great, but it's also generally the soy milk of choice for baristas. Anywhere really, so that's one to keep an eye out for. I have seen it pop up now in Aldi stores, but you can find it in Woolworths and Coles as well, and of course like your organic outlets as well. Now, another option when it comes to soy milk is the Aldi Australia Just Organic range. This range just keeps growing and growing, and there's more stuff coming on board all the time. Like, I get into Aldi every couple of weeks, and first section I look for, a lot of your Aldi stores, they have that at the front now. They'll have everything in that Just Organic range, but they do like the soy milk. This one's great because, as I said, the less ingredients, the less numbers, the better. So if I hold that up there, sorry, it's going to be back to front. I didn't even think of that. But ingredients are filtered water, organic soybeans, organic rice syrup, organic sunflower oil, sea salt. So that's 5. For me personally, 4 to 6 ingredients. If it's got more than that, it stays on the shelf. So something to look out for. Another good option is almond milk. So as with most things, it's always best if you make your own, but that's not always convenient. So I love to make my own because I find it's beautiful and creamy, and I make just enough for, a couple of days. That's how long it'll last in the fridge for. I like to make mine with a couple of dates soaked with it as well. So for a cup of almonds, I'll soak with it, 2 to 4 dates when you soak them overnight to soften. And that just gives a lovely little sweet hint to it. It seems to add a little bit more to the texture. But I will add in the almond milk recipe below, so you can try that at home as well. Now, you do want other options as well, because you're not always going to remember to soak your almonds overnight, or, sometimes you just can't be bothered with it and you need the convenience options. So there is a couple of great brands now in Australia moving into the supermarkets. One is Inside Out, and they do nut milks across the range. They do almond, they do cashew, they've even got macadamia, and probably more. These are, I live quite in a regional area, so the choices for me compared to the city supermarkets are quite low. But I mean, if I'm seeing them here, you're going to see them where you are probably. So keep an eye out for those. The other one that I have seen a lot in Woolworths, I don't know if it's Woolworths specific, and that is Nutty Bruce. That's in a Tetra Pak in the chiller section where your normal milk is. So that one's really yummy too. Great consistency, great texture, really good. For those, I always keep a couple of long life packs in the pantry as well. And this is my favourite of those. So this one's a certified organic activated almond milk, Pure Harvest. And I'm also putting together a PDF as well with everything that I cover off in this Swap It Out series. So you've got that written guide to refer back to as well. So I'll let you know once that's done. It's a work in progress still. But we're going to be doing this series over the next couple of weeks, so it will be finished in that time. Now, another milk that I love to use is coconut milk. Now, I don't mean like in the cans, like your coconut milk, coconut cream cans. You can actually get it in the litre packs like this. So it's fantastic. The one I normally use is called Australia's Own coconut milk. Now, I love that one on granola or oats of a morning. Works really well in that. And I absolutely adore it heated and with a dairy-free chocolate powder through it. Makes the best, most heavenly, most addictive hot chocolate you've ever had in your life. It's so good. And now the other thing to keep in mind, sorry, I just lost my train of thought there for a moment, is that different milks have different textures, different, stabilizing properties, that sort of thing. So I always have, like a soy milk, a coconut milk, an almond milk pack in the pantry. And I don't use a lot of milk. We don't tend to, we have black tea, herbal tea, that sort of thing. So you're not using it in that. So what I like to do is I get my little containers that are about 200 ml, about a cup, that hold a cup capacity. And I like to freeze off some of the milk and label it. So I've got those little ones in the freezer, so you can always pull it out the night before or something. So you're not throwing out the bulk of it, and you've always got that milk on hand if you need it. So I think that's everything I was going to share with you about the different nut milks. Of course, you have rice milks that are coming in a lot more now. Cashew milk, macadamia milk, all those sort of things. I will pop the recipe up to make your own almond milk at home. And you can, of course, swap that out with some of your other nuts as well and give it a go that way. Any questions? Pop them below. And see you for day 2 of the Swap It Out series, where we are going to be talking about, I can't think off the top of my head at the moment, butter. That's what we're talking about. Lucky I've got my notes in front of me. Different butter options. Okay, see you then.